Today, we're delving into the chilling case of Daniel Correa Freitas, a young football player whose promising life was cut short in a brutal and shocking crime. After attending an 18th birthday celebration at the Shed Western Bar in São José dos Pinhais, Daniel was found dead along a rural road. His body bore horrific injuries. His neck was nearly severed, and his genitals were missing. Hola, hello, and welcome to Blood and Samba, your weekly dive into Brazil's most intriguing cases, both solved and unsolved. Born on January 22, 1994, Daniel Correa Freitas was a rising football star. He began playing futsal at the age of 5 and quickly showed his talent, eventually being recruited by Cruzeiro. Over his career, he played for top Brazilian clubs, including Botafogo, Curitiba, and Ponte Preta. From 2014 to 2018, he was under contract with São Paulo. Despite an early knee injury with São Paulo, Daniel was regaining his form and looking forward to a bright future with his new team. His family described him as calm and loving, and his 2-year-old daughter, Alice, was the light of his life. On October 27, 2018, Daniel attended the 18th birthday party of a friend, Alana Brits, in Curitiba. While he wasn't much of a club-goer, Daniel enjoyed spending time with friends, which led him to accept Alana's invitation. Alana, a regular club-goer even before turning 18, celebrated her milestone birthday in grand style. Her parents, Edson and Cristiana Brits, spared no expense, spending over 20,000 Brazilian real, approximately $3,500, on drinks alone in the VIP area of the Shed Western Bar. As the night wound down, around 4 or 5 a.m., the suggestion of an after-party at Alana's house arose. This is where the story begins to take a dark turn. While Alana and her mother, Cristiana, later denied inviting anyone to their home, some guests claimed that Edson extended the invitation. Daniel stayed behind at the after-party while his friend Lucas left for work. Among the 7 guests who ended up at the Brits' house, none were Daniel's close friends. At the Brits' home, the guests continued drinking and dancing, but exhaustion set in. Some fell asleep on couches and beds, including Cristiana. Edson, meanwhile, remained awake, buying more drinks and socializing with their guests. Suddenly, chaos erupted. Cries for help echoed from the master bedroom, where Cristiana and Edson usually slept. Guests rushed to the scene, finding Edson attacking Daniel with shocking violence. Cristiana, in a state of shock, screamed, "Help! There's going to be a tragedy." Edson accused Daniel of raping Cristiana, prompting 3 other guests, Igor King, Eduardo Ribeiro da Silva, and David, to join in the attack. Despite Daniel's desperate pleas for help, the beating lasted nearly 20 minutes. Afterward, the men carried Daniel's barely conscious body to the garage, stripped him, and loaded him into the trunk of a car. Disturbingly, Cristiana reportedly remarked, "Please tell them not to do that in my house." Was she referring to not killing Daniel in her house? We don't know why she actually said that. After loading Daniel into the trunk, Edson, joined by Igor, Eduardo, and David, drove to a remote rural area. Along the way, Daniel could be heard from the trunk, apologizing and begging for his life. Upon arriving, Edson used a knife to slash Daniel's throat, nearly decapitating him. He then mutilated Daniel's body by severing his genitals. Discarding them at the scene, his genitals were never found. Perhaps they were eaten by wild animals. Satisfied, the group left Daniel's lifeless body behind. Now, let's go back a little bit and tell Daniel's version of the events. Yes, you heard it right, Daniel's version, because he left some disturbing clues. Now, it's not clear how Daniel ended up in Christina's bed, but the room was easily accessible from where the guests were drinking, and maybe he ended up in the room looking for the bathroom or a place to sleep, knowing how drunk he was at the time. But one thing we are all sure of is that Daniel was in the room and in bed with Christina. However, it is not possible to say whether he was lying there with Cristiana's permission or not, and only Cristiana and Daniel could know that. Christina denies that she invited Daniel into bed with her or has had any sexual relationship whatsoever with him. Nonetheless, Daniel left some clues. At around 8 o'clock in the morning, Daniel sent some disturbing pictures of him lying next to Christina in her bed while she was passed out. Daniel also sent an audio message to his cousin saying, "I swear to you that I'm not very well right now. It's just that the situation is desperate, lol. I don't know how ended up here at this house, but it seems that the house has, I don't know, one room has an older woman sleeping, another room has a young woman sleeping. I don't know where the young woman's boyfriend is. I don't know where the older woman's husband is, lol. I don't know what to do, man. Help me." The older woman he's referring to is Christiana. The young woman would be Alana's 17-year-old cousin, and he clearly says that both women are asleep and he is aware that they both have partners. As all this was happening, Edson was away buying more drinks for the guests. Daniel's cousin replied with the following: "What do you mean the women are sleeping and you want to go there and wake them up? Lol." Whereby Daniel responds to his cousin with pictures of him in bed with Christina. Yes, the woman married to Edson, and we can see in the pictures that she is asleep. Then the cousin responds with another message saying, "Man, don't do anything stupid. The guy is going to get there and beat the shit out of you." A few minutes later, Daniel sends another photo next to Christina, visibly still passed out, and tells his friend that he had sex with her. His friend, obviously surprised and without understanding how that was possible since the woman was passed out on her bed, asked Daniel, "How did you have sex with a woman that is visibly sleeping?" But the thing is, Daniel was just joking around and didn't have sex with Christina. I think this was the message that sealed his fate, because it is alleged that Edson at some point while the beating was happening looked through Daniel's phone and saw those messages. Anyway, Edson came back from buying drinks for the guests and noticed the door to his room was locked. This was strange because they didn't lock the door. So he went to check what was going on, and the rest is sadly what led to Daniel's body being found in the bushes with his genitals missing. A local resident discovered Daniel's body later that day while walking along the rural road. The gruesome injuries immediately suggested a crime of passion. The resident alerted authorities, who quickly connected the victim to the Shed Western Bar via a bracelet on his wrist. Police traced Daniel's movements to the Brits' home through witness testimonies and surveillance footage. Alana initially posted condolences on social media, and Edson even called Daniel's mother to express his sympathies. However, their facade crumbled when a witness came forward, revealing the truth. Edson and his family attempted to flee but were arrested after being tracked down. While initially maintaining a false narrative, the suspects eventually confessed under mounting evidence. During the trial, the medical examinations proved Daniel did not sexually assault Christiana, casting doubt on Edson's claims. Prosecutors argued that Edson's actions stemmed from jealousy and rage after finding Daniel in bed with his wife. In my humble opinion, while there was no evidence of rape, Daniel had no right to be in Christina's bed without her consent. However, his actions, inappropriate as they may have been, did not warrant a death sentence. Edson Brits was sentenced to 42 years, 5 months, and 24 days in prison for triple qualified homicide. So, was this a classic case of man catches a younger man in bed with his wife and kills him in a rage of anger? Or is there more to the story? What do you think truly happened that morning? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching Blood and Samba. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more gripping cases from Brazil. Ciao.